Welcome to You Don't Know Ball. Today we're going to just be discussing the Super Bowl matchup, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the San Francisco 49ers. Dobbs, who are you taking?
I'm not faltering. I'm taking the Chiefs, like I said last week. Multiple reasons, but the number one reason, and what has been the reason, won't change, is it's the pedigree. I'm just repeating myself here, but nothing's changed. I mean, you see a team do it over and over again. You see a coach who's done it over and over again. You see a roster who's just fully behind their quarterback. They play for each other every single snap of the playoffs, and they come alive. They came alive in the playoffs, as we knew they would. And like Mahomes said, he never feels like the underdog. It's and also something to monitor where I want to talk about is, do we have any update on the Chase Young situation? Potentially, getting benched for the Super Bowl?
Heard about that. I don't think they're going to bench him. I don't think he's nearly as big as a liability as people make him out to be. But at the same time, I don't necessarily know. I don't see them bringing him back next year.
No, and this is another thing I want to touch on too. Is it just makes me, again, this was another thing that made me lean into the Chiefs even more. And I'm almost certain it was him. I'll have to double check, but I do believe that it was Tayshaun Gibson was asked about the lack of effort on the Lions game. His response was simply that was unacceptable, but it won't happen again. Now, when I hear something like that, I just say to myself, well, if it's unacceptable and it happened the first time in the biggest game of the year at the time, it seems very likely it could happen again in the Super Bowl. And if things stop going your way, if things don't start off, it seems like very quickly that again, that's my point, is if the Chiefs get off to a good start and that defense isn't playing with full effort or full violence, which we've seen can happen very quickly, the Chiefs are gonna run away with it. I don't think that's what's gonna happen, but again, it's very possible. And no matter how I slice this, when you put, and I know it's a 53 guys for 53 guys. When you got 50, it all could play, right? I mean, the reality situation is 50 men on the roster. But when you look at it, and you say it's Mahomes versus Purdy at the end of the day, I'm sorry. I right now I have to take Mahomes. It's just, I would be, especially with that I haven't taken the Chiefs once this whole playoffs. They egg on my face. I refuse to go out. If I go out with egg on my face because of the Niners, I'm fine with it. I'm not going out egg on my face, not picking Mahomes once after he's told me how much of a dumbass I am all these times.
Currently, Kansas City is the underdog. It is a 1.5 point line. I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well. I don't know, man. I think this game is really going to come down to the better quarterback. Because it's with the way I trust, believe it or not, the Chiefs defense more than the 49ers defense. I think the 49ers defense has a higher ceiling, but I honestly believe the Chiefs defense plays more cohesively. And I just think my thing is Mahomes has been here multiple times. This is Purdy's first time in the Super Bowl. I'm not saying the lights get too bright, but I feel like this is one of those situations where experience shows. I think it really does. I think Pacheco actually has a pretty big day on the ground.
No, and I wanted to go back to another point you were making before, and it's more relevant than ever for this game because the Chiefs are not the ones to have opportunities come in their way and then not capitalize on them. They're going to force pressure on Brock Purdy. I do believe Brock Purdy's going to make a few of more of those same throws that he's made this entire playoffs where he's been blessed every single time, where the DB cannot make a play on the ball. He makes a mistake like that to Trent McDuffie, L'Jarius Sneed, even Justin, whoever you want to say. I don't think they're dropping that ball. I think they're going to take advantage of it. I think we could see that happen potentially even twice this game. That's the thing is, everybody's been ignoring those snaps. I know you haven't been on tape where it's you get pressure on Brock and you get him to throw something up. It can happen more than once a game.
This is a prime example where it's because Brock, the issue with him is I feel like he always starts slow. And the thing is, he puts the ball in harm's way early. Usually he'll clean it up at the end of the game. But my thing is, if he puts the ball in harm's way and the Chiefs are able to capitalize like all the other teams have not,
they will be the team.
They will be the team because the Chiefs are not going to fumble this.
Pedigree.
Now, obviously, they could lose the game. I'm not saying the Chiefs are definitely going to win.
No, right.
But it's they're the team that will capitalize on the opportunities given to them. And if Brock puts the ball in harm's way early, then I just feel like the Chiefs can get out to a pretty big lead. And the issue that happened during the Lions game is the Lions just couldn't put them away. The Chiefs are a team that will put you away.
Oh, absolutely. And even, I wanted to point this out too, because I think this is a very big thing that it's not being talked about. Because yes, we could talk about Tooney on the, how he's not going to be playing. That's also a huge loss. Fully aware of that as well. But we know Mahomes. Again, Mahomes will make the magic happen regardless, especially with only one O-lineman out. If it was like how it was with the Bucs Super Bowl, I'd be panicking. Not the situation we're in. And I think even to maybe in a sense help mitigate that. I don't know if you saw with Jawan Taylor's grandma passing away.
Yeah, I did
saying
see
dedicating the game to her. Well, you know what? You're getting Jawan Taylor taken over 2 times. It evens it out.
And
2
you got
times
the
the power
thing
from
with
Jawan.
Mahomes' dad.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, seriously, there's a lot of stuff going on. And then what I want to say, so because I got off track, but it relates, is because then you look at the Niners and you say, wait a minute, George Kittle and Eric Armstead are both questionable. Obviously, they're not really questionable, but the point is that they're dealing with an injury on the depth chart. And whatever the case is, and we know that they're playing. If they're dealing with something lingering during that game, I don't have. It doesn't have to be stated, but I will just for the cause of finishing my sentence. This is not the game that you want to be having a lingering pain in or having anything under the table where it's hindering anything.
All these
about
guys
how you
are
wanna play.
hurting though from a long year.
Oh, absolutely.
But definitely like there are players that are a little bit more injured.
Hey, that's 2 key players for the Niners, as we know. I mean, that's Eric Armstead and Kittle. Those are 2 guys you want fully healthy, as fully healthy as could be.
So predict Purdy's passing yards and Mahomes' passing yards. Actually, predict both their stats, and I'll go after you.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Purdy, 256 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Okay.
And I'll go Mahomes, 290 passing yards,
Okay.
3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
I'm going to go Brock Purdy, 223 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 317.
Okay.
I
We
just
got to
think-
write these down. We're going to have to write these down after.
I just think he's going to turn it up. And I think, honestly, because here's my thing. I think Shanahan is a top coach in the NFL. But he's got a history of choking. And my thing is, if Brock, like I said, that situation does play out where Brock puts the ball in harm's way early and they're capitalized, I can kind of see them taking the ball out of his hands.
1,000%.
So it's like, my thing is, I don't know if Purdy's going to have the best day in the air this game.
I think if the Niners are going to win this game, which we know, again, is very possible. Niners fans, I don't want you to think I'm sitting here hating. Again, like Hunter said, this is not a lock for the Chiefs body beats. It's not at all. But I do believe that if the Niners are going to win, they are going to have to rush for about 120 to 1, anywhere past 120. I'll go 120 plus. Like, you're going to have to dominate the ground. You're going to have to get the Chiefs safeties to shrink and then take advantage of it through the play action. I don't think they're going to be suckering where you're going to be able to get many open lanes against them if you don't get the run game going. They're not just going to come play the run if you don't make them. It's just not the Chiefs. They're gonna, and if you give them the opportunity to pressure you all game long, I do. Again, this is where it would get very, very, very tough for the Niners.
So, what do they do? Like they do what? Let's do some fun Super Bowl bets. Like not actual bets, but it's like.
No, I actually did have a fun little parlay.
Okay, what's the parlay?
But here, let me get the exact numbers. Actually, because let me go to DraftKings. No sponsor, but I'll use DraftKings just because that's the one that I always use personally.
We'll use generic sports betting app 1.
Oh yeah, exactly. We're using generic sports betting app 1. But so because I want to just see where let me get some live odds, just because that way I don't want to just be giving like random numbers. I want to see what the lines are looking like right now, and we'll see because I did have something the other day and I want to go back to it. So here, let me tell you exactly what I'd be thinking for something fun.
Do you use DraftKings on your computer?
No, honestly, I used to use it on my phone. I personally haven't placed a bet in a long time.
Yeah,
bro.
me neither. I realized I donated most of the time.
Okay, so help me out, bro. I'm having a geezer
I'm
moment
logging
here.
in right now.
How do you build a parlay on the computer?
I don't know.
Straight geezer moment here. I'm like, what a
Straight geezer moment. Oh, bro. Maybe it doesn't want us to do this because my shit is lagging like hell.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you 2. I'm going to give you 2.
All right, I'm in.
I'm going to give you 2 props that I'm very confident in.
Okay.
Very, very confident in these props. If you're going to start a parlay. I'd say I'm very confident in Brandon Ayuk over 59.5.
Okay.
And then I'm also very, very confident in Rashee Rice over 67.5.
I could see that.
Because I think this is going to, again, I think more than anything, Mahomes is going to be knowing. Mahomes knows. It's like, this is the biggest game of the year. You're targeting your go-to guys, which is going to be Kelsey and Rice. I think more than anything, I think that I already see a snap where Rice will have a little, it's his game. A little break a tackle, drag route, 20, 30 yards. You're already halfway there.
Okay. I was talking more like color of first Gatorade poured on the winning coach type of bets.
No, now you're just
But
giving me
no,
more
but
options.
those are good.
No,
bet-
now you're just giving
So,
me more options. Wait, where is this? Where,
It's in Super Bowl specials. Color of first Gatorade poured on a winning head coach: purple, red, yellow, orange, blue, clear. No Gatorade bath.
no Gatorade bath is an option.
At plus 1,600, I don't hate that.
Happened.
I don't know.
I feel like plus 1,600 is criminal. I don't think it's ever even
I
happened.
think I'm gonna go red. That's plus 275.
Yeah. What were my other options? What were my other
Purple,
options?
red, yellow, green, orange, blue, clear.
Purple. Give me the color of royalty for this one.
Okay. Coin toss. Let's see. Coin toss outcome: head or tails.
Tails never fails.
Okay. Team to win the coin toss.
Something's telling me Niners.
Yeah, I feel like the Niners are going to take the ball first too, actually. Or do you think they're just going to win the toss?
I just think they're going to win the toss. I think
think
they're
they'll
going to
defer?
defer it. That's what's just going to make Mahomes Villanard go up even more. He said, "You sons of bitches wanted to give it to me first too." But
Mahomes, before we wrap up, Mahomes is going to be walking out with his third Super Bowl. Isn't that crazy?
yeah, very likely. And that's what, again, Niners fans, we know you got a chance. I'm just saying it's different now. Like it's in different territory where to go and to beat him in the Super Bowl, it's different territory. He's entering time territory where you're like, oh golly,
If
they're
he
gonna
wins
have to
this,
have a special.
if he wins this, he's approaching GOAT territory very soon.
No, my thing is,
He's
and
already in
I'm
GOAT
standing on
territory,
this.
but
I'm standing on this. Obviously, the way you view, because this is my final thing on this. The way I will view talent in terms of GOATness is different than how I view like legacy.
Yeah.
I do genuinely believe that until Mahomes gets to the 7, I can never view his legacy the same as Tom's. But I will say in terms of like talent and ability,
Mahomes
it's already
Mahomes is one.
like it's already it's no. Mahomes does things that nobody we see nobody else
the best comparison I can compare of Mahomes is like Mahomes is like if Tom Brady had like Aaron Rodgers skill.
And if they took like a Brett Favre pill in between and limited the turnovers,
Yeah,
Like
Brett Favre pill.
a Brett Favre cocktail or some shit.
A pill cocktail. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. This has been You Don't Know Ball. If you want to know ball, be sure to subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know in the comments who you think is going to win the Super Bowl. Leave a like as well. We're bringing you daily content. Thank you guys for watching, and also thank you guys for making this season so fun. We've grown so much, and we're going to continue to bring you great off-season content. Let us know in the comments who you're taking for the Super Bowl. Thank you guys.